Hello and good evening. This is Queen F of Ari'ze Women Network. I'm doing a pop-up video. Another one. Oh my God. It is really, really sad. There is a situation about to occur this evening. A young man who was apparently uh, beaten up by Memphis police, 5 Memphis police officers, and they're going to show the video today in a matter of within the next hour. Um, Rest in peace, Tyree Nichols. Oh boy, I have a family member with the same first name. Yeah, it's really sad, and I'm coming on just to share my thoughts. There's trauma bonding going on, and true enough, our hearts are with the family members of this young man. Um, Not the one you see sitting behind the breaking news. That one is Daryl Brooks. This young man was charged with 6 life sentences from the Waukesha, Wisconsin massacre a couple of Christmases ago, where he plowed into a crowd of parade onlookers, citizens, and killed 6 people. And he got charged. They threw the book at him. This young man here, let me see if I can bring up his picture. Daryl Brooks. Yep, they charged him. They got him, baby. He's gonna do 6 years. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna show this brief commercial. Yeah, because we got Robert Crimson II, who plowed into a group of parade onlookers, and shot up people. He hasn't been charged yet. His father appeared in court. There's just so much going on. There's so much traumatic news going on, but we've got to come to some solutions. We've got to come into the solution and get out of the problem. And we got to do it with the quickness, because these people are sending themselves to hell in a handbasket. And they're trying to take us along with them with the trauma bonding. There's a lot of defocusing, and there's other things going on behind the scenes that you need to know. So we're going to take a quick break and grab you a cup of tea, coffee, glass of wine, whatever you drink. Sit back, relax, and we're going to get to some solutions and find out what's going on with people, the trauma bonding, in which people are going into depressions over current news stories, the recycling of news stories, but they're hiding from you other important things also that are occurring in the world. So let's take a quick break, and I'll see you in a minute. Welcome to Ari'ze Women Network, and we have breaking news. And I tell you, baby, people are losing their mind. They've been losing their mind, and it ain't stopping. Yeah, it is really, really sad. But yeah, we've got some breaking news, and we're gonna bring it to you. So be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so that you can receive notifications of all the breaking news and videos that we post. So here we go. Okay, and we're back. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm going to show you a couple of videos. Um, I have an issue with, I don't know, my fellow YouTubers. You may know me, you may not know me, but I see you. I'm sure you see some of my videos. But we got YouTubers that some are doing clickbaiting. Um, it's kind of ironic that you look at a video and it could be a horrific video about someone who was tragically taken away by the police or by someone in the community, straight bullets, gun violence, whatever. um Celebrities, who are no longer here with us. And then you'll see, the people, the person, YouTubers, PayPal and Cash App, all their little links and all of that on their pages. And, then the commercials come up and it's just all jobbled. It's just all going haywire. It's like, you want to have empathy for the situation, but then you got people that are making money off of other people's tragedy, and that I'm not trying to do. I'm just trying to bring information. I'm trying to open our third eye, make us aware of that there are other things going on in the world that are hidden. The news is set up. It's all strategically placed before us, such as they're about to release a video of the arrest of Tyree Nichols, video footage, which they say I think it's about 3 minutes long, or where he's being beaten by 5 police officers. And I'm saying allegedly because I haven't seen the video. It could just be one police officer that's beating him. I don't know, but there are 5 police officers that they're charging with a crime, who the police officers have already been fired. So this is what a trial before a trial actually occurred. And my thing is, I don't want to see the video footage. So I see someone came and they left away. Please don't be afraid. I am not going to show you a horrific video of another black man being killed by the police. I'm not doing that. Yeah, so please don't be afraid of logging on to this particular content, because I am not trying to capitalize, monetize off anyone's pain, grief, parents' griefs, loved ones who are no longer here. That's not what this video is about. This video is about us not trauma bonding. We've got to stop this. We've got to stop trauma bonding. There is an event about to occur this evening of them showing this young man's video of him being killed. And let me say deleted. Forgive me, Facebook. This young man is allegedly being deleted by the police officers in Memphis. I'm not going to show that. I don't want to see it. Don't send it to me. Don't message me. Don't hit my social media and flood me with that video, because I don't want to see it. One of the worst things I ever saw, I was a little girl. I was about, I would say, a preteen. I was maybe 12 years old. And my mother and my sister, a couple of my sisters, we had just moved from the projects in Chicago to a beautiful apartment on 46 and King Drive. It was huge. We had to fix it up, but it was nice. But I remember we used to look out the window, sometimes just for entertainment. We would just look out the window and you could see all kind of things happening. Oh my goodness. We saw a lot of illegal things happening. It was kind of like the Jerry Springer, you'll see fights, things like that, people making their money or whatever, doing transactions. But the worst thing I saw was there was a lady who crashed her car. It was right in front of our building. She had a car accident. She crashed her car And the worst thing I saw was that people came and to her car, and I thought they were going to help her, and they started searching through her car and grabbing her purse and looking for money. They pretty much robbed a woman who was in a car accident and didn't check on her and see was she okay. That was one of the worst things I had ever saw, and I was just 12, but that was horrific. I thought to myself, why would a person do that? Why would they ignore a human being who has suffered a tragedy over money? That was my first inkling of that. Hey, I think we're in poverty. You know, I'm really starting to think that we're poor because my mother never let on that we were poor because we didn't live like we were poor. We had food to eat. She always fixed up a place wherever we lived. It was very nice. It wasn't probably the best environment or neighborhood, but the inside of the apartment, beautiful curtains, nice, decent furniture. You know, we had food to eat. We didn't have a whole lot to eat. We didn't eat a lot of McDonald's and things like that. We ate at home. So I never thought we were poor until I saw those people that tried to rob this lady that had just had a car accident. No one called the police or tried to assist her. So fast forward, I'm looking at this thing of the release of the Tyree Nichols video as being one of the horrific things that could happen, like coming from the past. Back in the day, they used to, hang black people and they would have a barbecue afterwards. And it was like a show. And here we are, fast forward 2023, and they're going to release a video footage of a young man that's being beaten. They're announcing it, they're preparing people. I'm going to go to share the screen because the Memphis police are going to share the video. It's just totally ironic. It's totally ironic. So we'll take a quick look at this really fast. And here we go. Says the Memphis police chief on the traffic police stop footage. They're just gonna really just say what they're gonna play or whatever.
Thank you so much for joining us. And also thank you for being so transparent and open throughout this process. I know it's been difficult personally and for the department. I want to start with the video. The entire city of Memphis, the nation waiting for this video. Talk to me why you decided to release it after 6 p.m. Central. And I understand you're going to release it on YouTube.
Absolutely. And individuals that would like to actually watch the video can also access it through the city's website too, memphistn.gov. But yeah, the timing was really important for us too. We know the response sometimes from videos that have a tendency to incite emotion and even anger. And what we wanted to do was think in terms of, the impact it would have on the community, the impact it would have on business, the impact it would have on rush hour, our school system. So we thought Friday afternoon, Friday evening would be a good time to release it to try to get people home, try to have our children safe, and have a means of being able to manage any type of response that we see.
Any fear that it's going to be released as the sun is going down? It's going to be dark in Memphis. It's going to be the weekend. Was there any concern about that?
We've thought about all of that, and we're prepared to monitor and sort of, manage the area. We don't want to overreact, but the reality is that there are individuals that may want to exercise their First Amendment right and come out and protest. And we think that with the contingency of staffing that we have and the means of being able to monitor such groups and our downtown space, I think we'll be fine.
Roughly how long will the video be that's going to be released?
So the video is segmented into three different streams. There's three different sources: body-worn camera, an actual source right there at the scene where the most physical, abuse occurred. And then two other body-worn cameras from the officers at that same scene. So it's it's about an hour long.
And an hour long will be released tonight?
Yes.
Will sections be redacted?
We've had some sections redacted, and the only redacting that has been done is to ensure that vehicles that have nothing to do with this incident, their tag numbers are redacted out. An individual that might be in the neighborhood that's out.
Okay, so basically, let me just come back here. Yeah, so basically it looks like, they're trying to release it where people are at home and there won't be a lot of unrest, but I mean, why are we releasing that video to the public? Is this to incite outrage? Is this a defocus because there are other crimes that have been committed? There are 4 2-month, 3-year-old babies that have been shot on the south side, north side of large metropolitan cities like Chicago, New York. Well, I won't say New York. I know Chicago. A couple of months ago, a 4-year-old was shot. There's a lot going on. Why are we focused on releasing this video? So here we have another. We're going to go to this other video. Memphis prepares for protest. This video of police beating Tyre Nichols is released. This is the PBS NewsHour. Again, I'm not going to show the video. I repeat, we will not be showing any video footage of this deletion. No, I'm not doing that. So we're going to go ahead and just look at this particular video and see what they're talking about. Okay, and here we go.
Welcome to the NewsHour. Authorities in Memphis and other cities are urging peaceful protests tonight as they release a graphic video of the fatal police beating of Tyre Nichols.
The 29-year-old died earlier this month, 3 days after he was hospitalized. Police brutally beat, tased, and pepper sprayed him for 3 minutes following a traffic stop. 5 former police officers are now charged with his murder. Last night, friends, family, and supporters turned out for a candlelight vigil at Tyre Nichols' favorite skateboard park. The Memphis police chief has said there was no probable cause to warrant Nichols' arrest. And this week, many of the city's top officials have described the video of his arrest as horrific and difficult to watch. His mother, Rovan Wells, has said that she couldn't watch the full video of what happened to her son. His last words, captured on tape, are said to be him calling out for his mother's help. Today, before that video was released, Wells told reporters about her son.
He loved photography. He loved skateboarding. He was just his own person, you know. He didn't follow what everybody else was doing. I tried to buy him a pair of Jordans one time, and oh, Mama, I don't want those. He wants some Vans, you know. So I'm just telling you guys, my son was a beautiful soul. He was a good boy. No one's perfect, but he was damn near.
We're going to take a closer look now at the police killing of Tyre Nichols and how the Memphis community is responding.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. Like I said, I will not be showing any live video of any, what happened to this young man. And I like to first of all say my condolences to the Nichols family and rest in peace to Tyre Nichols, his mother, whoever is a part of his family. A lot of times you have extended parts of the family that people don't think. This is affecting other people. This is affecting the world. This is really sad, but let's take a look at this. There's a history of violence in this country that we really need to address. But back in 1968 or so, 65, I mean, look what happened here. One of the most peaceful men in the world who only spoke of nonviolence, who just wanted to help to bring about, equality and affirmative action and get people out of poverty, black people. Martin Luther King, who we just celebrated his birthday. Look at this picture here. Just look at this picture. Being manhandled and arrested. Now, what did this man do? What possibly could he have done? Fingerprinted and everything. Look at his mugshot. And then eventually we lost him. He was deleted. So we must address that this country does have a history of violence. And I don't think it's ever going to stop. And it's not just this country. It's other countries as well. But we've got to get out of the problem and get into the solution. The reason why I have the cover art photo on the video is of George Floyd. Is it just seems like it's George Floyd 2.0, right over again, 2 years later. Well, we're in 2023, so 3 years. But we just went through this. We went through this with Rayshon Brooks, and then we had to go back and look at the footage and notice that this young man turned around and was firing at police officers. So let's play the whole tape out. Let's look at everything. Let's make sure everything is the way they say it is. Let's make sure that justice is served. True enough, pray for the family. I pray for the Memphis community, but I'm not finna buck wild and get out there and be out there protesting. I'm not gonna do it because that never does much. I mean, it'll do a little bit. It'll get attention, then it'll get some people arrested. It'll get, it sometimes will grow the problem. But what I would love to see is some reform, police reform. If they have to get, and this is what Minnesota, the protesters were talking about when they were saying, let's reform the police, which means they just meant try to get like professionals to talk and de-escalate a situation. If there's a call being made to the POPO, 911, and they say, hey, we need help, we got a guy here, he's acting erratic. Okay, when police reform takes place, that means you have like a social service person who deals with mentally ill people and can go and de-escalate that situation. Because we know that all police officers are not bad. We know that some just don't know how to handle a situation dealing with mental illness. A person who is bipolar or schizo or whatever, or has some kind of mental issue. So this second person can come on board to that location, talk to the person, sit down and address the situation, de-escalate. Everything does not have to end in violence. It really doesn't. 'Cause that's somebody's son, daughter, mother, child. And if we want to treat people the way we want to be treated, you know what I'm saying? His mother's clearly stated this young man was near perfect. They said that he was very down to earth. He had a job. He has 6 kids, And they said during the stop, when they were beating him, whoever was beating him, allegedly, they say he was asking, what did I do? And then we've got, we've got a thing where it's, there's a image of different occurrences of that situation, altercation, took place in 2 different locations. So the young man, I guess, fled, Tyree Nichols. He tried to flee the scene. I don't know, sometimes it's fight or flight. Sometimes people are nervous. And the fight or flight mode takes place. And they bolt and they run. And maybe they shouldn't, but it does happen. Sometimes people don't know what to do, and sometimes they do the wrong thing. What I can say is I want to commend my nephew who said, because I had this talk with him. I said, nephew, you be on the road sometime when you're being stopped or whatever, make sure you kind of be calm if you're being stopped by the police? He's like, oh no, auntie. He said, first thing I do, he said, I take out my insurance card, I lay that on the steering wheel and the driver's license, and I put my hand on the dashboard. And when they walk up and ask, I'm like, hey, officer, may I help you? He's very thoughtful and cool, calm, and collected. And that's the way you have to be. And true enough, we have other issues like with the young man in Minnesota, who, he did all the right things. He let them know, hey, I have a carry card, and I have a gun, and they still shot him. What is this young man's name? Put it in the comment section if you can remember his name. But he got deleted anyway, so sometimes there's nothing you can do, but do your best to remain cool, calm, and collected. Follow whatever the protocol is. Officer, may I help you? Is there anything wrong? Even crack a joke, But nobody wants to see their family member and go, have to visit them and all of that. It's just not right. So I'm going to share this screen. There's another, there's a situation where we have this young lady she's never been, her killer has never been brought to justice. Breonna Taylor shot in her bed. Breonna Taylor, a 26-year-old African-American woman, was fatally shot in her Louisville, Kentucky apartment on March 13, 2020, when at least 7 police officers forced entry into the apartment as part of investigation into drug dealing operations. Okay. Well, it wasn't her. She didn't have any drugs. They didn't find anything. The date was March 13, 2020. See, someone was convicted, Kelly Goodlett. Oh, but the Goodlett sentence is pending, okay? And this is 2023. And see, what was she, 26 years old? And she was a essential worker. If I'm correct, she worked as a what is it she was doing? She was I think she worked for the fire department. Yeah, something like that. She had a government job. She was an upstanding young lady from what I could know, what I've read about her. But no justice for Breonna. So, and then we got Tamir Rice. Well, Ahmaud Arbery, we did get justice for him. Eric Gardner, Elijah McClain. So, okay, I get it. But we've got to stop trauma bonding. We have got to get to the solution, make some power moves. We got to put the right people in office. A lot of people don't even want to go into politics. A lot of young people don't want to go on the police force. They say that they're losing police officers. They're walking off the job as far as, they're quitting. A lot of them are retiring. It's not a very, not a great job. Probably one of the most hated jobs. But, some people get on there to serve and to protect. And they try to do that. But then we got the bad ones. But my thing is, let's make power moves. Let's get the right people in the political offices. Let's get the right judges to make the best sentences. We've got to stop allowing these things to occur and get into the solution and come out of the problem. If that means we need to have a town hall meeting, sit down and talk with people and let them know, hey, we're tired of this. Get some young people to start running for political offices and being judges and lawyers, and get more mental health organizations and funding to help people who have mental health issues. All of that needs to be done. And all of these celebrities and rich and people who have the money and resources, we need to pull them together to help with the problem. It's a community problem. It's a worldwide problem. No one or two people can do it. We need the new organizations to come forth and come with solutions. So I just wanted to bring this forward. I will not be showing that video. I will not be trauma bonding. I will get into the solution. We have other things that we're trying to do. We're trying to get the young people to teach them, get them early and teach them what they need to do, how to avoid, being coming on statistics. And let's go to the young girls and let them know, don't allow anyone to domestically abuse you, to beat on you, or to talk down to you, because those are the beginning stages of being abused. Emotionally, verbally, and then physically. And sometimes emotionally is worse than physically. So these police officers and these young men that beat that man, Tyree Nichols, rest in peace. I'm sure there's more than one incident that occurred between them and someone else. So we have to catch people when they have this aggression and they want to fight and beat and, or whatever, be traumatic with a person. We've got to catch them early on in their years and let them know that there are solutions instead of acting out on your feelings and aggression. And for God's sake, if you don't have the ability and the compassion to be a police officer, then don't join the force. We don't need you. Okay? And that includes abusive men and women who are just part of, if you're just a family member, being abusive to your loved one, your wife or your husband or your son or daughter, So, yeah, it's a lot going on. But in the meantime, I'm going to share the screen one last time today. Hopefully, I'll do it another day. You never know when your last video or last post is going to be nowadays, I tell you. But we've got something that occurred. Like I said, there's other things happening behind the scenes that we don't know about until we pay attention. I'm going to cut this music off so we can find out what's really the deal. What's going on now? Am I missing something? Yeah. A few days ago, they decided, well, at least Biden administration is trying to make changes to the census. Biden administration proposes new categories for race and ethnicity. What's this all about, Coinep? Okay, well, let's just take a look. Here we go. One proposal is a reformatted question of individuals' ethnicity or race. This is for the U.S. Census that will require feature options for Middle Eastern or Northern African and Hispanic or Latino. The new format reflects a change from the existing question, which includes Hispanic or Latino under ethnicity, and then provides just 5 categories for race: American Indian, Alaska Native, Asian, Black or African American, or other Pacific Islander or white. The group of civil servants also proposed more detailed ethnicity categories. For example, under the Hispanic or Latino box, there are boxes with more specific descriptors, including Puerto Rican, Cuban, and Colombian. removing Negro from the Black or African American definition and Far East from the Asian definition, replacing it with moving the term majority and minority were among the other suggestions. Let me go back to that. They want to remove, go back. Okay, let's go back a little further. Again. All right. What are we removing from the U.S. Census, or we're attempting to remove? The word Negro, fine, replacing Far East with East Asian, and removing the terms majority and minority were among the other suggestions. Wow. I don't know what Nina means, but I'm going to stop right there. Yes, so the census changes. There is a proposal. It hasn't taken effect, but they do want to change from the majority and minority. I wonder why. So, anyway, yeah, that's just a few of the things that are happening that you probably are not aware of. So, I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to stop sharing this. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, we're going to just give me your opinions, chime in later. I know it's right. Everybody or a few people are probably looking at the horrific video. I don't care to see any more traumatic videos. Done, done, done. Rest in peace, George Floyd. Rest in peace, Tyre Nichols. There are many women who have been abused and deleted, and I don't know. It seems like we just kind of get swept under the rug. Be careful who you soul tie to. I'll say that. A lot of relationships, people get hurt, they get abused, they get deleted. You have to be really careful who you soul tie to. Be careful who you trauma bond to. And that includes myself. I have to look at the man, woman in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror and know what brings your frequency down and what lifts it up. We want to stay at a higher frequency. Lower frequency is where the depression and sadness is. Higher frequency, you kind of look at things with your third eye. You don't look at things as though they as they are, because of course in the matrix society, things are not as they appear. There are other things going on outside of what you actually see. So be careful who you soul tie to. Try not to trauma bond on each news cycle that occurs. News is, I say, spell it backwards, it's sown. It sows unto you. It sows into your eyelids. It sows into your membrane. You go to sleep with the news on your mind. I know I do sometimes. Turn it around. It's news. Don't let it sow onto you. Don't trauma bond. Look at it. Pray for those around or in that situation and release it. Make some power moves. Let's get these young people into politics. Get them into, help them to become lawyers and doctors. All the things that you think is wrong in the world, let's get out of the problem and into the solution. Make those power moves. Start that business. Start that podcast. Start that new trade job. Start that new business. Open that business or that online website. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to get on off of here, and none of the information I provided is legitimate. As far as when I say legitimate, I am not using anybody's copyright information for my own purposes, not to infringe on, only for fair use for criticism and commentary. If us to get out of the problem and to get into the solution. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. Support the network, not this particular video. Support the network if you'd like to, so we can bring you more content, more breaking news, documentaries, and bring on some new podcasters. If you like to podcast here on the Rise Women Network, send us your information. Hit me up on Facebook under Queen Neff Smothers. And I'm going to get off of here. Thank you so much for joining me. And please, please don't trauma bond. Don't let this video be a spectacle. Don't go on social media tomorrow all angry and this and that. This has been going on for so long, honey. And it's not going to stop because this is the way of the world. We're living in the last evil days and we've got to get our minds right, get our spirits right, and get our loved ones right, our kids. Let them know the power that they have to call those things as though they are. Move those mountains that are in their way. So you guys just be really safe out there. Keep your head on a swivel. Pray for yourselves, your family, and pray for the world. And you be blessed. Thank you.
Join us on the Rise Women Network, where our special guests will be speaking about economics, gentrification, colorism, film reviews, health and wellness, reparations, celebrity news, and entrepreneurship. Thank you, and be sure to tune in.